Great. And so before I started the call, I kicked off, you know, a MapReduce job, and it's running in the background. So if you look at the Hadoop collection, if I hit refresh, you'll see that it's actually refreshing data of anywhere from 100,000 records to 300,000 records per second. Again, it's a modest cluster. So we're getting some pretty good performance on a modest cluster. And now let's go to Kinetica and see if we can actually query that while it's refreshing in the background. So in the interest of time, I've created this kind of live worksheet, workbook demonstration, which is pointing to that data source. And it's going to go out, connect, and it's going to pull down the data set in a couple of different examples. So at the top, you'll notice, right, here we see it's a count, right, of the records that ran. Here we see a calculation between time and different attributes and measures, all aggregating on the fly in seconds. And at the bottom, we see a visualization that's painting over 1,000 data points, all refreshing live data. And again, 100 to 300,000 rows are updating in the background. So if I just do a very simple refresh, right, we'll just, you know, it's not very exciting, but we'll watch the magic happen where the data is going to change. Right, so you saw that jump, and in a few seconds we saw it jump probably 1 million rows of data. So again, I'm going to go back here to the data source tab just to show you. Very simple join between two tables, and it's definitely pulling the data live. And if I go and just maybe start a new worksheet just to give you a sense for how you interact, if I were to, you know, drag in the number of records, we can see here there's 291 million records at this point. I'm going to pull in a measure and just overlay the two. I'm going to pivot. Let's make it interesting with some dates. Now I'm going to go ahead and just grab the chunkier data set and get rid of this scale so that we can see some variance in the data, which will be much more interesting. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead and drill down into day. And again, I'm doing this all live while this is refreshing in the background. I'm going to select, let's get rid of this outlier. And boy, that's much more interesting. So there you go. That's an example of you know, real-time streaming data behind the scenes, and my ability to go into Tableau and work with hundreds of millions of rows, aggregating on the fly in seconds, live to Kinetica. It's also important to note that I'm running this on a Windows VM on my laptop in New Jersey through a VPN over the internet, remote to a Kinetica server in Virginia. So you know, real world, the setup's not ideal, but we're getting this kind of performance. And if, you know, even, you know, as you scale, there's even more opportunities to generate performance on very large scale data.